Peace, peace, peace. Yeah. Like I was saying, they're not good for us, man. Nothing about them has ever been good for us because they do other people's bidding. They don't do our bidding. They're not in the best of our interest. And when you and when people quote like people like I don't know Morgan Freeman or Denzel Washington or these are nice guys, Diana Carroll or any other of these old time, new time, current quoting these people, quote love songs and stuff like that. That's their work. A lot of that stuff is not them, and it's hard to find out who's the who of them. You dig what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard to. It's hard to see who's who. It's like even though she's a Leo, Halle Berry is a Leo. I always cringe when she says some. She was on she's on these talk shows. She got a movie out. She's promoting something. I was like, I always cringe. I was like, I don't want to hear what she has to say because there's nothing about her that's deep. You know what I mean? There's nothing about her. She ain't been right ever since. After that movie, Boomerang, with Eddie Murphy. To me, she ain't been right. You know, she ain't been what was it? What's that? Strictly Business. Strictly Business was dope. It was Strictly Business, House Party. No, not House Party. Strictly Business, Boomerang, and to me, those were the last real black movies she was in. That she wasn't compromising herself to vanilla people. But she's a corny, mediocre actor. And people, she's an example of like, yo, I don't want to hear nothing she got to say, bro. I don't want to hear nothing she got to say. I don't want to hear nothing she got to say, bro. I don't. She's not deep. She's not saying anything special. Not to say she's not intelligent. Not to say she's not funny. Not to say that she doesn't have talent. But she's not for us, man. They for these black entertainers, man, and especially when something go down, man, they pushing everybody else's agenda. They're for hire. These black entertainers are for hire. And if you study history and you go back to, when you hear about these guys, a lot of these black guys that were on the Chitlin circuit, like Red Fox and uh, Pig Meat Martin, you got to go back. Sammy Davis Jr., Della Reese. Uh, when you hear about these people, black entertainers, who were on the Chitlin circuit during the 40s, during the 50s, the 40s, a certain part of the 60s, didn't trying to cross over because they wanted the dollar. They didn't care about their craft. They only care about their craft when they made a certain amount of money and they got around a certain type of people and made certain type of content, made certain type of movies. Like before they accepted, Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was up and coming, but he paid he made his dues, coming up, and he was out there, in the '60s, and he was another one that was like he got. How can you talk about black people? Use them as your fodder for material. Use them as your fodder for material, and then run away from them. Say that you black. Be in movies where Caucasian people pay you to be black. Be the black guy. You're the black guy. And then you go be with vanilla chicks, marry vanilla chicks, have kids with vanilla chicks, go do movies, and your whole audience, when you look in your audience, 80% of them, 70% of them, 60% of them are vanilla people. Chocolate people in the back can't afford the front tickets. If they do, they with vanilla people. It's just they're promoting this, man. I mean, when I was a kid, it used to drive me like to understand it, to see. I forget the brother's name, but he played in the Rookies. He was a dark skinned brother, something George, something George the Third or something like that. He played on as a show that they had on Channel 7 called The Rookies. Something George, and he had a vanilla chick. He was a chocolate brother with a vanilla chick. Hey, that's your thing. That's your thing. But when you coming across like you a black man, you have a black audience, and then you complain about how black people don't support what you do, you not one of us. Nah, I hate to talk about race, but that's what it is, baby. This is why we don't have the communities and the things that we're supposed to have, because we invest in the wrong things and the wrong people, because we're in the wrong frame of mind. We grasp into the wrong information that gets us the wrong results. And here we are, 2023. Vanilla people be like, "Oh, you still talking about race?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's sad, ain't it?" 2023, 2024, 2025, and we still talking about race. But those that are conscious, that are active, understand the importance of it. See, just like how Asian people walk down the street and they don't even look at black people unless you're trying to mug them or something like that, unless you're a luminary, so-called athlete, entertainer that they are aware of. They don't look at you. Yeah, they don't see race. They don't see you. They don't see us. And I don't blame them. There's nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing to be proud of. We don't do anything anymore. We do very little to be proud of. Take pride in. That's why our children are just to the streets, and they just into their own individuality instead of group things, because we never did anything worthwhile that actually benefited the group and benefited them at a young age. That's why these kids out here doing whatever they want to do. That's why they're so caught up in the media, and they spend all their money going to Beyonce and SZA concerts, Wu-Tang concerts and stuff like that. Wu-Tang is good, SZA is good. Beyonce, phenomenal. But I'm like, dude, it's too much. It's one thing that you're in it, but to be caught up in it, the entertainment stuff, it's unnecessary, bro. And it doesn't get us nowhere. It doesn't benefit us as a people. It's not anything that represents freedom, justice. It doesn't really put food, clothing, and shelter for our people. It's not about freedom, culture freedom. It's not. It doesn't reflect that. It's just them. Beyonce, Jay-Z, they're billionaires, but they only take care of their own. They talk that stuff. They talk that shit about, black. They're just making money off black people, so they're gonna live around vanilla people. Imagine if he had 2.3. Imagine Jay-Z had $3.5 billion. Michael Jordan, even Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has $3.5 billion. Imagine if he got that money and invested $1 billion in the hood. Pick a hood of his choice. Do you know with 1.5 or 1.3 billion dollars you could recreate the whole Black Wall Street? Small little town. Small little town. You could recreate the whole Black Wall Street.